Welcome to The Guys Review, where we review media, products, and experiences.
And that was when he asked me to massage his nipples.
Jesus. My name is Steve, and
Sounds like a Tuesday.
I'm one of your four hosts for this crazy podcast. Together with me, as always, are Chris, Trey, and Tucker. Say hello, fellas.
Hello.
Hello, fellas.
What's up?
So, today we're going to be reviewing the brand new, spanking new Mortal Kombat movie that came out. Why are you looking at me like that? That came out this past Friday. I think it's going to be really interesting because I'm anxious to. Oh, I want to say up front, first of all, spoiler alert, because we were going to talk about the entire movie, the ending, everything, spoilers galore. Correct?
Yeah. This is kind of, let's point out this is kind of a special episode since we're reviewing a movie 3 days after it comes out.
Exactly. And so I actually came up. I wanted to do this to see just how it honestly tracks. How if because to this point, our best movies are The Sandlot, Boondocks. As far as they're all doing well, but those are ahead above all the other downloads. So
Once Upon a Time in America.
Once Upon a Time in America is the second highest downloaded.
Yeah. Only because it's been out the second or third longest.
It's number 5.
That was the 5th episode.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go back and look.
The intro episode is the only one downloaded more.
And
why would people want to subject themselves to that?
You know what?
Because they can learn about the movie and it doesn't take 4
Here's the
fucking
thing.
hours.
And they don't have to watch it.
The reason why he's so really ill is not because of the movie. It's because his butthole's an outie.
I don't even know how you came up with that. You've been saying it all weekend.
well, if you get a friend, he can make it an any.
Oh, God.
That's been going on since Friday night, and I still am not sure how you
I don't
came
even
up
know
with
where that
that.
even came from.
It came from Boondocks, the little animated series.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, real fast, let's run through. We'll talk about our weeks, and then we'll get into some fan mail or lack thereof, which I got to talk to y'all about. I guess let's start with Trey, Chris, Tucker, me. Did we do that last time, didn't we?
Sure, why not?
Whatever. Okay.
Just start with you this week. You've had a big week.
No, it's not a. I don't know. It's been a week. That's for sure. Okay, let's go around the circle. Okay, my week. It was. God, it was so busy. I had a coworker go out of town, and so I ended up co-listing some units with him and got one under contract, and then I had another one that went under contract, and then let's see, my mom came in town, my in-laws came in town. It's my father-in-law's birthday. I didn't realize this.
Your in-laws live in town.
Well, my brother, my sister-in-law and her husband and baby, they came in town, I should say.
Okay.
And then, let's see, God, we did so much. We hung out Friday night, Saturday night, and then you were at a baby shower, so.
Yeah, thanks
sorry.
for the invite, too.
I did invite you. Ashley was supposed to arrange Friday night, and I found out later on that when I found out, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
But you did find out about a really cool game.
Oh, my God. Yeah, we played Rummy Cube.
Yeah.
Rummy Cube, yeah.
Rummy Cube
Rummy
last
Cube.
night. God bless. That was crazy.
That was entertaining.
So real fast, the only thing actually, I want to throw this out real fast. So I got a call Thursday night from a friend of mine. I referenced him before, so I'm not going to use his name, but the guy that had sex with the girl on top of the fire engine. Mm-hmm. So he called me, and he's a friend of mine. He's been listening to the episodes. He's like, man, I've known this guy since we were in like 2nd grade, right? And so in high school, we hung out. We used to play paintball a lot. And he's like, man, I went and played paintball a couple weeks ago. That was so much fun. I was like, yeah. He's like, I think y'all should do that for your podcast. He suggests that we go play like paintball as like adults.
Okay.
I would be down for that if we can find a place.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to find a place. But he also told me, I was asking him, well, what do you think of our episodes? And he's like, oh, I really like it. I said, me personally, I think our waxed episode. I think that's just the most unique episode, just because the whole thing, the whole experience, and funny and everything. He goes, well, I didn't really want to say anything, but I've got a personal connection of being waxed. And I was like, what? He's like, oh, yeah, I got like the full Brazilian done.
That's a big hell no.
He was like, promises were made, and there were things that were promised to me, and so I told her I would do it.
Oh, she was going to pay attention to his buttholes.
So he said the worst part was ripping that strip off his butthole, like on his actual butt.
Nope. So he really does have an outie.
Oh, just imagine, like, right after she waxes it, she's going to kiss it to make it better.
Imagine it growing back in like that 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh, you
Just
get
the itching there.
Make your random ingrown hair too.
Oh, God. Hope that doesn't get infected. So, yeah. I just talk,
No worse than the girl with her butthole pierced.
I guess you said
right?
it was pretty shitty if it does.
Oh, dude. Oh, and today is Swedish Marcus's birthday.
I saw that.
That baby's
Wished him happy
he's
birthday.
31 years old. What a fucking baby.
Is he still fucking walking to work like a fucking poor ass?
No.
I think he's got a bicycle,
He rides
doesn't
his
he?
bike. He rides
Yeah.
his bike to work like a
Like a communist?
like a communist
Oh
Swede.
Jesus, no!
And he goes to work at like 3 a.m. apparently.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, what's
But
wrong?
he
With
gets
going,
off-
what's wrong with going to work at 3 a.m, Chris?
He also gets
I
off
mean,
at like 3 in the
No
afternoon.
sun.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, happy birthday, Marcus.
Yeah.
Chris, how was
happy
your-
birthday, fuckface?
How was your?
Still waiting for our stinky fish so Trey can eat it.
Stinky fish.
Not happening, sir.
He's the one that we've got to exchange snacks and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
We
they're
gotta do that.
But you've seen the stinky fish challenge.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, I think he's gonna send us some.
Nice. Okay, that sounds cool.
So Trey exclusively is gonna try it.
Trey will be throwing up before he even fucking touches his mouth.
That's fine as long as it makes it to your mouth at some point.
I think I could do the stinky fish challenge.
I think
could
you
do
probably
it.
could.
I think
I
I could.
think
I don't know if
I
I
can
can.
try it, but I think it's going to be
I think
spit
I
out
could.
pretty
I think
quickly.
I could literally do that. I think I could do it.
What's that fruit from like that third world country? That
I know
like,
that
smells real
smell.
bad?
Yeah, it's supposed to smell like death. I know what you're talking about.
Is that dragon fruit or whatever it is?
Maybe I'll have to look
It's
it up.
blood orange.
I don't think that's third world country.
Oh, speaking of, also, I brought y'all a present. Hold on one second, because my brother-in-law's in town, and so
Yeah.
he brought us some stuff.
Oh, did he
Alright,
bring his
I'll
porn
just-
collection?
I'll talk about my day. So this week and all, I went and had my second sleep test done.
What the
Are
fuck?
they cold?
They're coldish.
Ice house?
Yeah, look at how big this fucker is.
Oh, wow.
I brought everyone but Trey one. Sorry, Trey.
That's all right. It's durian.
24 inch.
24
Yeah.
ounces.
24 ounces. So my sister-in-law's husband's brother is a beer distributor, and so stuff that just doesn't sell, I guess they get to bring home or whatever.
Imagine this didn't sell.
I know, right?
I'm fucking shocked.
I actually drink those.
I'm wondering if it's going to be better or worse than Old English 800.
Less flavorful, but
I was going to say, he would know. All right, you may drive. I guess you'll be driving home.
Sorry, this inadvertently turned into a beer
I
review.
mean, this is a big...
It's a big old can.
Sorry, buddy, you're not drinking with us.
Oh, he's probably going to get the finish line.
He's lucky.
Okay, yeah, it is a little bit warm.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh,
Fuck that.
God, why?
There you go, Trey.
well, due to my court-ordered abstinence from alcohol, I will not be partaking.
I don't. But here, drink some of my water. Yeah. Oh, that is definitely
That's horrible.
That is way worse than Old English 800.
As you take another swig.
It's like it reminds me of Natty Light.
No, Natty Light's better than that. Ice cold
I mean,
Natty Light is better than that.
Probably because it tastes less like actual beer.
Well,
It's not.
so
Okay,
Chris,
well,
were
glad-
you
glad we
done,
did that.
bud?
Sorry,
With
I
your-
interrupted.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, I had the sleep test done so I could see if I can get the Inspire device and put in me. So, yeah, I can get the Inspire device now. 'Cause,
Nice.
Yeah, they had put me to sleep to stick a camera down my throat to see which way your throat closes up.
Tell about Taylor. The phone call Taylor got.
All right, so they put you to sleep, right? And so you're on the anesthesia.
Yeah.
And they only let you sleep for like an hour or something like, not even that long, just long enough for them to look down, see what it does, and then that's it. And so you're still underneath the stuff when they just like slap you and wake you up. They're like, "Hey, wake up!" So apparently, I just decided to tell a bunch of doctors and all about the podcast. I don't know what I said. No clue how it came up or nothing. Like, I don't really remember. All I know is that Taylor said that.
Can you imagine the possibilities of what he told some doctor?
Oh, this is going to be bad.
You know how many? I wonder how many times people have been putting her that, and they like pitched a 10 or anything.
Probably a lot.
Did somebody give you some Japanese rain goggles while you were doing this?
Japanese rain goggles.
Yeah.
What the?
I think that's where you drop your balls in someone's face.
I don't know. I mean, if they did, I was asleep, so I wouldn't know any difference.
Taylor got a call though, wasn't it from the doctor?
Yeah, it was from the doctor.
He was
yeah.
like, "Hey, I think your husband's ready to come be picked."
Dude, I don't remember even seeing him. Like, in the whole thing, I never remember seeing him.
He goes, "Your husband's ready to come be picked up." He keeps talking about a podcast he does. And Taylor was like, "Oh my God, what is he saying?"
Yeah. Oh, my God. What is Chris saying right now?
It was just like, "We just got to go pick him up right there." All right, Trey, how was your week, buddy?
That was good. Went to a baby shower for my wife and I in Huntsville, and someone almost killed us on the interstate.
And Huckleberry, of course.
Well, yeah.
sorry to hear about you almost dying. Glad you didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Because we'd have done this podcast still, but we'd have been like, that's sad.
Yeah.
It would have been an in memorandum at the end.
No, thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
We could pour some of this beer out on the floor in here.
Oh, yeah.
For 'em.
Or poured into the chair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his chair. I'm good with that.
That's fair.
No, Chris would like use it to upgrade his chair.
That's true, too.
Hey, I'm liking my chair.
Chris,
Okay, then
yeah,
he could.
Chris,
Then he could. Me and him could swap chairs, and we do it into this chair. Since
No,
it's an old
Chris,
piece
if
of
I
shit.
die,
Yeah.
this is your.
I didn't
chair.
hear your chair. Oh, sweet. Okay.
This is a Serta chair. It's a nice chair.
It is a nice chair.
I, Hendrick's story being a sound body and mind, and do bequeath to Chris.
Really sound body and mind.
I mean, like, it's as sound as my body's going to get at this point until I lose about 40 pounds.
You eat chicken nuggets and pizza almost exclusively, so I'm not sure your mind is very sound either.
Tastes delicious.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
All right, Tucker, how was your week?
It's been busy, just usual work stuff, but I'm trying to sell my my road bike, and
Hey, Tucker.
yeah, I know nobody gives a shit.
Okay.
Learn how to fucking drive.
But so I posted on the Facebook Marketplace, and this is the first thing I've ever sold on that
Marketplace.
Facebook Market,
Yeah.
and I am getting just messages out the ass.
Is that what you're checking?
Yes. Is this still available?
Because have you ever looked
It's
at
coming
it?
out
Like,
of your Audi?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting these messages up. Is this still available? Yes, motherfucker. It's still posted online. It's still available. If you want to know something specific about it, ask me.
so when you go to click on something, it gives you options like just canned responses, and that's all people are doing. Don't respond to that. Wait until someone actually sends you something like, "Hey man, would you take 15,000 or however much you want for it?"
Yes, if you want to give me 15,000 for that bike.
I'm not.
Some jackass laid it down once, so probably not.
No, not my motorcycle. My bicycle. My exercise bicycle.
Oh, your
Oh.
leotard bike?
Wait, you talking about the one that has like a dildo strapped to like the seat?
I'll post that on the fucking Facebook.
No, I'm selling it because I don't have time to ride it anymore now that I've come off of patrol. So
Is
That
it
was a
the
dildo?
S-Blaster 3000? Is that what we call
Christ.
I thought there was a traffic cone on there. It's an
Anyway,
actual dildo.
so I'm going to do a shameless plug. If anybody's interested in a 2017 Specialized Delez, I have one for sale. It's got Shimano pedals.
Are we?
Give me a call.
it? Hey,
Can I
fuckface,
cut this out?
this may come out like 3 weeks from now.
No,
And if
it's
it's
tomorrow.
And if it's still available, then motherfuckers can ask me about it. Maybe we'll get some fan mail.
Doubtful.
Of course, the traffic cone comes with them.
So,
Hey, does anybody want to like create like a Craigslist ad, like advertising goats for sale, and have people call Tucker's phone?
speaking of fan mail. Fan mail! But lucky for you, Tucker, we don't actually have any this week because no one wrote us. We literally, I mean, this is sad. This is how small our thing is, I guess. We got no new mail,
How small
no
your thing
rating.
is.
Yeah, no.
Hang on, I would like to propose something. Is everybody here okay pitching in $25?
4,
$25, just yes or no.
I guess.
Put it in the marketing budget.
I guess.
Okay. So I have an idea. If people will refer people to this podcast, if you can get 20 people to go and subscribe and comment with the name of the person that referred them, $100 to them.
I'm fair. That's
Whoever
good.
does the most, you gets it. Minimum 20 names.
Okay. So clarify that one more time.
If you can get 20 people plus to subscribe and to comment on the Apple podcast,
yes.
yeah.
Write
the
rate
name of
rate and review us.
Yes, they have to write the name of the person that referred them. I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
You know,
That's fine. $100. Go with that.
Yeah, it has to be at
I'm
least
good with it.
20, right?
At least 20.
At least has to be 20.
Yeah.
So at least 20 individual people have to say, John Smith referred me to this podcast. You don't even have to say you like it.
So as you can tell, we don't have more than 20 friends. Sad.
Well, like I know I'm 2 of the downloads each week. So like out of our 30 downloads, we're not doing very well.
So there's 5 downloads at this table right here.
Probably more like 8 or 9 because I got a whole thing of tabs.
Yeah.
Well, I can't download it on my work phone because that just might get me in trouble.
That's fair.
But
Otherwise, I would.
We're pretty good about editing out like the really bad stuff though.
But
Yeah,
Tucker,
because it's always you.
you go somewhere where you see like at least 20 people a week, right?
The jail.
A captive audience.
The glory hole.
I mean, yes, I see a lot of people every week.
Yeah,
Same-
but I mean,
same
there's
one.
at least one spot you go to where you see at least 20 people, right? It's a jiu-jitsu.
Dude, you should just, like last night, we were giving Taylor such a hard time Oh my God! I thought she was gonna murder one of us because between soy sauce and just I'm gonna put on some rice and just
And right there,
right there, going to the public.
I was going to the
Kroger's. She was just, oh, dude, she was red faced. Like she was like laughing and like shaking with like rage.
I was honestly afraid for Chris's life when we all went home because I was thinking she might actually smother him with a pillow.
She mentioned something to me about updating his life insurance policy. So yeah, I don't know.
That's when I know my time is up.
Okay, are y'all ready?
Yeah, let's get into the movie.
All right, here we go. So Mortal Kombat. It is directed by Simon McQuaid. This is his first major motion picture ever. He has literally like one other IMDb credit, and it's not even released yet. It's just an announced film.
Well, he's 0 for 1.
So
Is it another Mortal Kombat movie? Because there's talks of like a 4-part series.
So based on obviously the video game in the same name, it stars Louis Tan, Jessica McName, Josh Lawson, Dana
Did you say McName instead of like McNamee?
McNamee?
I think it's supposed to be McNamee.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right.
I don't know. I've never heard it pronounced.
Okay.
So I just read it. Asano, Mikaad Brooks, Ludi Lin, Chin Han, Joe Talzum, and Hiroki Sadana. I did practice these before. This was released last Friday, April 23rd, 2021, on a budget of $50 million. The box office, according to Wikipedia, currently the take is $50.1 million.
They've already made their money back. Because Google said, I just looked it up earlier. Google said 10 million.
I know. So I went with the Wikipedia because it can be consistently updated.
Well, hold on. This is something too. This was released U.S. On Friday. It's been released internationally for a couple weeks already.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was like on the. Because I looked at this earlier.
Well, now it was originally supposed to be released a week previous on like the 16th, but because of Godzilla vs. Kong, they pushed it back a week because they didn't want to cannibalize those sales. So the ratings on it, IMDb so far gives it a 6.4 out of 10. Did you find something? Are you still looking?
I'm still looking.
Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 55%, Metacritic has it at a 44%, and Google users have it at an 88%. So the critics aren't liking it, but the people watching it are.
It was released April 8th.
That's because that's probably your diehard fans who done watched it. That's why. They already got their own.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Comments? Okay. The movie opens on the Hanzo Hashashi compound, Japan 1617. A young family converses, and the son goes and check on the crying baby. The husband tells the wife that he loves her and goes to fetch more water. As he gets to the water, we see his dragon scar. In the house that's strangely cold, the outside protectors are attacked, and the mother and son hide the baby. The attackers are speaking Chinese. A man in blue robes enters and asks where Hanzo is in Chinese and Japanese. He is shown growing ice out of his hand when they won't tell where Hanzo is. Hanzo then hears screaming and runs back to find his murdered guards and spots his wife and son bloody and frozen on the ground. Attackers come and they are violently dispatched. He ties a rope through a blade and quickly kills more attackers. He finds the man in blue. Bai Han, he says he's killed all of Hanzo's countrymen, and then they fight. Bai Han gets the upper hand, stabbing him with his own spear, and leaves him. Though Hanzo isn't quite dead yet, and he hears the hidden baby crying. He tries to drag himself back to the house, but dies before reaching the house. The dragon emblem vanishes off his hand, and he disappears into flames. It begins to rain, and Raiden appears from lightning. He picks up the spear and takes the baby, disappears, and the screen cuts to black.
I think this is where soy sauce was made at.
So the starting off, the effects were way better than the 1995 movie.
Obviously.
I mean, the special effects are great. Well, they've got an Asian person playing Lord Raiden.
I think it was kind of neat. Like, first of all, I like that they've given a lot more backstory. Like, just initially, you've got a lot more backstory to both Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I like that Scorpion's the spike thing is like they're using it as just like a guarding tool. It's not an instrument of destruction to begin with.
Well, it was like a gardening knife or something.
Yeah.
They were just tilling the soil with it.
You mean like a hoe?
Well, it's just like a hoe.
No, it wasn't like a hoe because.
But no, I mean, even like I wrote this, you can right off the bat, this is going to be much different from the first film. There's so much character building and background. Just on the initial 2 or 3, you can even include Raiden. Even for the short amount of time, like he obviously cares about, this family or whatever that shows up and protects the baby, you know, but also the violence and the gore.
Oh yeah, I mean it's super bloody. You see that in the first I don't know 7 minutes when Scorpion and Sub-Zero or Bihan and Hanzo Hazashi are fighting. When he rams that short sword through the guy's head and you see the blood pop out, I mean that was great.
He throws the spike and it hits the dude in the head through the head, and then he does it to another one to the chest and pulls him over here, but he doesn't say get over here
Yet.
Because he doesn't speak English.
That's true.
That's true too.
That is very
It's
true.
a valid point.
Yet.
Spoiler alert.
I know. It's kind of poignant that that's the only English he knows, by the way, apparently. He doesn't understand Chinese.
I mean, Raiden wasn't really
He was
caring
barely
for
there.
the kid.
Yeah.
He was trying to save the lineage.
I guess so. The lineage.
Because I guess would Bihan have gotten the? Well, we won't know that until later. People watching them or that haven't seen the movie. When somebody with the dragon emblem gets killed, the person that killed them gets the dragon emblem, which you find more about that later. But where did Hanzo Hazashi's dragon emblem go when it faded off of
To
him
the
this
child,
time?
I guess.
But the child didn't kill him.
Well, but I mean, maybe that's a valid question. I don't know.
It's like,
Maybe that's how.
Well,
it's like the
technically, he wasn't
Highlander.
dead,
There
though.
can be only one.
Whenever he didn't, kill him right there, he started crawling back and
Yeah,
all. So
but-
whenever he died, there was nobody else alive around. So I guess it would go to the baby.
Would you say that? But you would also say that his death was caused by.
His death was caused
But it was
by
caused by,
Bihan
but he
Scorpion.
wasn't dead yet.
I'm not dead
Okay,
yet.
so in by that argument, if I shoot you in the head and you're on life support for 3 weeks, but you're not technically dead, and it's been 3 weeks, did I not kill you?
Yeah, but my tattoo isn't going to go to you. So I mean, what's your point?
All right, I didn't rewatch the movie to watch this point, but did the emblem fade away as he's being stabbed, or was it
No.
as he crawled and
when he stopped, I didn't even know when he
collapsed.
dies.
When he collapsed.
Okay.
He's laying there, and it's literally it's like a close up of his hand and the arm. The emblem's here, and the emblem fades, and the arm
Catches on fire.
Yeah, but I mean, Raiden had said it got passed down.
Yeah, that's
throughout
what
the
Raiden
line,
had said.
So I assume it went to the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume because he was still alive when Beehive left.
Beehive.
Beehive.
I will say though. Okay, here's a critique I have. When they're fighting in the forest there, and Bihan stabs him and then pulls the thing up. I mean, a good 6 inches.
I don't think it was that far. It looked like it was. I mean, it would hurt like hell.
I mean, you would have something sticking out because that was a good stab, and you're ripping up. I mean, that's
Well, when he rolls on her side, you can see the hole.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just that was pretty.
that was pretty gruesome.
Yeah, I just had a big issue with it when the Bihan and his army comes and they're speaking Chinese, but Japan was going through a period of isolationism in the 1600s. They closed off to the outside world, mainly Europe, but even
So
to
it's
China
an
and
invading
stuff.
force. I mean, yes, they're closed off, but
Yeah,
an
when they're-
invading force could still land and go kill people.
Well, I mean, they're ninjas. They're trying to kill another ninja clan. Well, I mean, I guess China doesn't technically have ninjas.
Yeah, so realistically, it would have been another Japanese.
Would have been
ninja clan.
samurais in.
Yeah, but I mean, but the problem is they were speaking Chinese, so
Yeah.
I think it was just unnecessary.
Okay, but you can be bilingual.
They
But
can.
why would you speak exclusively Chinese to Japanese people then? Well, I mean, he didn't speak exclusively, but
He pretty much did. He tried.
yeah.
I mean, he spoke Japanese to him. He went back and forth.
He literally spoke to the wives "Hey, where's Hanzo?" and that was it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. All right, so the black screen. It reads, Earthrealm is on the verge of catastrophe. Should it lose one more tournament, the savage realm of Outworld will invade. But an ancient prophecy foretells that a new group of champions will be united by the rise of Hanzo Hashi's blood. Next, we see Cole Younger as he's getting ready for a fight. As he's fighting, we're shown a man watching him from the crowd. Cole taps out of the fight, and we're taken to Outworld, a barren-looking place. Sub-Zero and Shang Tsung talk, and they explain their plan to kill all of the Earth's heroes before the actual Mortal Kombat tournament. As Cole is cleaning up, he sees a flash of Hanzo and flames. Jax introduces himself to Cole, and he asks about the dragon on his chest, who the girl says was a birthmark. Which I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. It was very unclear who the girl and the woman were until later on in the film to me.
Yeah. So you didn't know if it was he kind of felt like a sister in a way.
I wasn't sure if
Because
it
he
was
looks young.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a sister. I figured that the woman was either a girlfriend or a wife, which we find out later it's a wife, and that's his daughter, but it's very unclear.
It does. It feels awkward at the part when they're kissing. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm like, is that his sister? Like is the girl his kid, or is it her kid from a previous relationship? And she's in his corner for him as a 12-year-old. Like, he's in a brutal MMA match, and she's over there going, "Give him an uppercut."
Well, I kind of
it was
thought
so stupid at the time too, because like he just like reached in to fucking clinch. He's like, "Give him an uppercut." It's like, it doesn't make sense right here.
That's not when you uppercut.
Yeah. So I kind of thought that maybe it was his girlfriend, based on the older one, based on
because the other one was not 17.
Well, yes, there's that, but based on the comment where she says, "I don't watch him fight anymore," meaning she's been to a lot of his fights, and I mean, I guess you could make the argument for sister or girlfriend, but I kind of got the feeling with the kid involved that it was his girlfriend.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Could have been landlord.
Huh?
Could have been landlord.
Got to pay those bills, baby.
Why would the landlord be watching him get his ass beat?
He's trying to pay his bills.
I think my thing is he looked too young. To you know what I mean? He looked like he was probably in his early.
Yeah,
early
like I
20s.
couldn't place if he was like, was he 17 or was he 27?
Right.
So can we? I just want to point out he couldn't finish out a fucking belly down armbar on that guy after he had him fully extended. That's bullshit.
I knew this was going to happen.
And then he let the guy get him in a fucking crucifix and just pounded on him.
That's some jiu-jitsu
Did you
talk.
see like one of the first UFCs, like when Maurice Smith did that and he just fucking elbowed
Oh,
the dude
yeah,
to
just-
fucking like right to the temple,
Yeah, and
about ended that dude's life.
they stopped the fight.
Yeah. And
No,
question, did you say Cole Young or Cole Younger?
I might have said Young. Sorry, Younger.
Let me ask
No,
this.
you said Cole Younger.
Oh, it is
Wait,
Cole Young.
Yeah, it's Cole Young, but
Cole Younger.
yeah. The Youngers were a family that rode with Jesse James. Like they were
Yes,
the
that's. I
cousins.
knew that name,
Yeah.
and I kept wanting to say Younger,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
Young. It's Cole
yeah,
Young.
Yeah, Cole Young.
Okay.
Maybe the whole part with the armbar and everything. Earlier the manager did say to him, make it look interesting. Don't just go all out offense. Maybe
Try some defense.
he was trying to do stuff different because it's stuck in his head.
I don't know. All right, here we go. Okay, so the girl says the dragon thing is a birthmark. Okay, so Jax follows him to a burger stand, and it begins to snow, and which they say is odd since it's July. Then the ice really starts to creep in, and Sub-Zero appears on the street, and it begins to attack the street and Cole, lifting up and throwing huge balls of ice. Jax zooms in and saves them and explains what the dragon mark is and that he must fight. Sub-Zero stops them from going down an alley, and Jax tells him to find Sonya Blade. Jax goes after Sub-Zero in the building. Sub-Zero surprises him and they fight. It goes back and forth, but Sub-Zero gains the upper hand and then freezes Jax's arms and breaks them off. He falls down a shaft and lands and is not moving, assumed dead. Cole tells his wife he's got to find Sonya to keep them safe and leaves her at the house. So now we can talk about everything we've already talked about.
No, I've made my point about the MMA fight. That was bullshit.
Yeah. I would like to point out, and I guess, obviously, spoiler alert, right off the bat, you know exactly who Cole is because he's shown wrapping his hands in yellow tape. He gets the yellow and black bracelet from the little girl.
Oh yeah, Scorpion lineage. Yeah.
All over it. Like, my first thought was he was actually the baby in the basket that Raiden took him and flash forward in time, and that's him like as an adult.
But it was a girl.
But it was, yeah. Well, we find out later.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
is it very
hey,
big?
are
The
you?
little-
Are
Oh, that's
you,
right. Yeah, he says
gonna
my
go
little
check on my
sister.
sister.
That's right.
Are
yeah.
you
I didn't-
judging someone's gender?
Yeah.
You
Assuming.
can't fuck. Are you assuming someone's gender? You can't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I had the question. I mean, I just left the question in there until I found out. But is the girl her daughter or the girlfriend's daughter? Or what's going on?
Well, the good news is in the 1600s there were only two genders.
This is true.
So I don't know if you caught this. So when Jax and Cole meet the first time, Jax says that that Cole took a belt from Eddie Tobias. Did y'all catch that?
I did. Ed Boone and goddamn, I can't remember the other guy's name.
I can't remember. John? No. So they're the inventors of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Tobias and Boone. That's where Noob Saibot came from in the
Yeah.
Nice
video
pick
games
up.
too.
Stupid.
Your face is stupid.
Especially without that beard.
Yeah, you look like a baby, like a 6 foot tall baby.
He got his shoes from Konami.
So
Hung like a toddler
when
too. I hear.
when they're fighting, I love the fact that he had
cute.
that Jax had that Kel-Tec shotgun, and when Sub-Zero grabs it, and right as he pulls the trigger and freezes everything, you actually see the pellets.
Yeah, the pellets
being
going-
stuck
yeah.
in the blast.
I will say this: like, you would think that like that close to the barrel, they wouldn't be.
They wouldn't expand that quickly.
Yeah,
but
they'd be
you
a
still.
little-
I mean, you're assuming he's using buckshot, which is what I would assume.
Yeah.
But the fact that you still see those pellets start to expand, that's pretty cool.
I thought it was a pretty neat trick. Though you've seen that and a lot of the some of the scorpion fight in all the previews that have.
Yeah.
But it's still a cool effect. It's a cool shot, you know.
The ripping the arms off part. How did he not die from massive blood loss? I know they tell you later that.
Cauterized.
Yeah, cauterized.
Well, but cold doesn't cauterize wounds.
If it's extremely cold, it might. Probably frostbited everything.
I think it would be more about when he hit his head on that concrete. Like, how did that not kill him?
Yeah, that too. And
I think you use this one a lot, and we use it a lot in T2. Willing suspension of disbelief. Think about this. We're arguing about a man that can literally freeze stuff, and we're wondering how the guy who got his arms frozen off didn't die.
You have a valid point.
A man literally came back from hell.
That's true too. Well, and there's a man that can freeze stuff on command.
Yeah. All right.
I will say this: there is apparently canon,
and the woman can fight.
Oh Jesus!
Oh shit.
Paige Van Zandt, I'm still waiting to hear from you.
Absolutely.
I tagged her in so many things, and she never came back to me. But oh my God, if she did,
Dude, she's hiding.
I am.
She knows. I would beat that ass for all of the 3 minutes I have before I gas out.
This is how this is gonna go.
Because no, you go ahead.
You gonna go?
Yeah, I got this.
'Cause we had this discussion.
I got this. What she's gonna do is she's gonna line up. She's gonna square up with you. She's gonna throw about 3 good leg kicks, and you're not gonna be able to move. On top of that, you're going to gas out quick. She's going to take your back and choke the shit out of you, and she's going to make you call her daddy.
Wait, so here's the thing. If
Nice.
she kicks me where I can't move, how am I going to gas out? Like, you got to let me move around to gas out.
Because you're going to fall and try to crawl away.
Nah.
She'll give you 3 good licks to that front leg. You're gonna be just bouncing on it.
I'm going to check it, and she's going down like Chris Weidman. I'm going to land a fucking H-bomb.
She's gonna do 1 or 2 in the stomach when you're doubled over, grabbing your tummy. She's just gonna jump on you from behind, ride you like a fucking spider monkey.
No. Not a chance in hell.
Rear naked choke, and she's going to whisper in your ear, "Who's your daddy now, bitch?"
You're only
Dana White, Daniel Cormier. If y'all hear this, let's make this happen.
You're gonna try to fall.
Sanction this fight. So.
You're gonna try to fall on her, and she's just gonna be like, "That doesn't fucking hurt."
The only way we could do this is if we went to fucking Russia, where I think I've only seen one video of like a professional female fighter.
Okay, so we make it a what do you call it? An exhibition match.
I'm down with it.
That's how Ivan Drago killed.
And that's what happened to Paige Van Zandt. I'm worried for her safety.
Anyways, I think I said that, but apparently there is canon on how Jax loses his arms, and this is not what the canon is. But whatever. I mean, it's a movie.
Well,
so.
I mean, they did a whole lot of stuff that didn't really sit right with me.
Well, and I also don't. I mean, like
I thought in the original canon they weren't. He didn't lose his arms. They were just
bionic on top
like
of
cybernetic enhancements.
Oh, I see. I don't know.
Well, I mean, considering he didn't pop up till the second game anyway.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be in this movie.
Well, I think we talked about this ourselves, but so apparently when the first game came out, Boone and Tobias were in the Chicago area, and they had the original arcade game had a hidden tracker. It would track which characters people picked. And so they would go around. You had to go. It wasn't connected to the internet, so they had to go manually around, and they'd pull up the screen to see who was chosen most. That's why in the second game you didn't have Sonya or Kano because they were the least picked characters. But apparently there's a big uproar and people want them back, so they came back in 3, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, but you can see actually in the second one, Sonya Blade is in the game anyway. Sonya Blade's like tied to one of those little.
Yeah.
So she's in it. She's just not a playable character.
She's in one of the She's in one of the backgrounds. I don't know if she looked better in the game or in the 95 movie, though. She was tight. You got something? I thought you were about to say something.
Nah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Proceed.
Biting his tongue.
Proceed.
Although, let's go back to the Ice Storm real quick when they were at that little burger restaurant. That actually looked really good. I don't know how they did that. I don't know if that was green screen. No, the Ice Storm.
Oh.
I don't know if that was green screen or if that was somehow.
I think a combination of.
They made somehow that into practical effects, but that looked really fucking good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna call bullshit on this. Like you're throwing this hail that's like wiping out all these people, but like this fucking picnic table's like gonna fucking save them, and then bust the fucking windshield as he's dropping all these fucking hail bombs like on these fucking.
Well, you see it later. It's dented to hell and back.
Would have broken the windshield, especially as he's driving through it.
I mean, I guess it could. I don't know if it broken it because it'll be safety glass, but at least it would cracked it. Put a chunk out of the glass.
There you go.
Jesus.
Wait a minute. Chunks might be offensive to fat people.
Well, is it?
I don't know.
Are you offended, Trey?
I don't really care. I got thick skin.
We can. Oh, God.
Jesus.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right,
let's
all
go.
right, here we go. Back in Outworld, Melina meets with Shang Tsung, telling him that Jax is dead and that someone got away. Shang tells her to kill them all and that winning 9 straight without cheating is impossible and to send the reptile to finish it. As the camera pulls back, we see a large statue of a 4-armed creature. Cole arrives and is ambushed by Sonya. She tells it she lets him in, and we learn about the history of the dragon markings. There's lots of exposition and world building, all the history and all that good stuff. And that his mark means that he has to fight in Mortal Kombat, which is funny because it wasn't even spelled right. Sorry, that's just what he says.
Yeah.
Cole looks at the boards to see a drawing of Hanzo and has another flash. Kano interrupts, and we're introduced to him, who makes fun of Sonya for not having a mark. Suddenly, the lights go out, and the trio are attacked by the camouflaged reptile. The 3 alternate attacks, and Kano escapes his handcuffs and uses a knife that was thrown into his leg by Sonya and stabs a flare into Reptile's back. That way they can see it. Reptile grabs Kano, and while distracted, Sonya throws a knife into its chest. It drops Kano, who pulls out the knife, punches the wound, and pulls out the creature's heart, stating Kano wins.
Let's go ahead and say it. Kano's the best part of this movie.
Seconded.
I'm not. I mean, he gets a little annoying. At first, it's great, but it just...
Through the whole movie.
to me, it got annoying.
Those insults are great.
No,
I
it's
love it.
great. He keeps going. Like when
Yeah,
he tells
his
her, it's
little-
like, let's find out if you're really a blonde.
His
Natural blonde,
little one-liners and
They're great.
yeah, he was a fun character.
I got tired
Let's
of it. after a
really
while,
face it. If he
personally.
wasn't in this movie, it would be a bit of a duller movie.
Although
It's still a bit of a duller movie.
his fatality against Reptile was pretty good.
That was pretty epic.
That was
And that was his original fatality in
from the original game.
first
yeah.
video game. Was he just punch you in the chest and rip
Rip
out
your heart out.
and it would still be beaten. I also liked how so Reptile scratches his face during that fight, and so instead of him having the metal
The metal
on his
cover,
face,
yeah.
it's just that's how they kind of alter his face, which I like that a lot. I thought
Yeah.
it was a good, nice twist.
And when they bring him back from the dead in the next movie, he may have that metal plate over his eye.
Maybe he will. Ooh.
You don't know. Because I'm assuming they're going to find a way to bring any character that, I mean, we're going to go over it all, but all the characters that die,
You're
which
jumping
there's a
way
lot,
ahead.
I know, but bring all the characters that die back.
I will say I was really excited at how as bad as Reptile looked in the first one,
Yeah.
I thought he looked awesome in this one. This was really cool.
He did look better.
Yeah, and the invisibility was so much better because he was actually fucking invisible.
Yeah.
And,
Well, they could have done that in the first one, but they chose to let you see where he was.
well, he was camouflaged. He was like a chameleon in the first one. He
Yeah.
wasn't really invisible.
Did you notice though, so the Outworld scenes where Shang Tsung's talking to Melina and all them? Do you notice they have some weird
Reverb.
it's like some weird echo, right before they start talking. It's like
You
we
know
are
what
going to kill them.
You know what it sounded like?
Yeah.
It's you know what it sounded like to me. It sounded like they had multiple voices recording that track and then just
Yeah.
overlaid them all on top of each other with
Yeah.
a little bit of a offset in.
So they're not perfectly
when they
synced.
were. Yeah, the sync wasn't completely perfect.
Well, I mean, when you're doing a lot of movies for foreign release, you got the dubs and stuff anyway.
Well, this wasn't a dub. This would be like the four of us saying the exact same line, but instead of it being synced up perfectly, they're like a millisecond apart.
Yeah,
So you have almost like a reverb or an echo, which is what a lot of those characters were doing.
They probably just took the word, multiplied it, and just put it on top of each other. So it's still the same person, same exact word.
But
phrase.
but the voices sounded different to
Did
me.
they? Well, they could alter the pitch.
I guess I could do that. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Maybe
I guess that would be
it's
easier
out
than
of the world.
having four people do it. But you see what I'm saying? They have
Yeah.
they've altered it so that it's not the exact same voice, and they
Yeah.
make it. It does give it an otherworldly feel.
It does.
And Outworld looks so much better in this movie
Yeah,
than
it
it did
does.
in the first.
Yeah, the first one. The first one looked like downtown L.A. Some shitty
Yeah,
statues.
after the riots.
Double Dragon style with the big fans.
Yes.
No, this Outworld looked like legit Outworld. Though I did find it strange that his throne, Shang Tsung. First of all, I mean, as far as canon goes, I thought Shao Kahn was in charge of everything. Shang Tsung was one of his sorcerers.
Generals, I think, or not like second in command.
Yeah.
Maybe not general, but he was like a lord or whatever.
But so his throne is literally just like a jut of rocks outside, and he's got doors. But you could just kind of go around and be like, hey, sir, I'm sorry, I wanted to see you today about your car's extended warranty insurance.
Well, we're only on the first movie.
Pizza
maybe
delivery.
Maybe he isn't
That's
over
fair.
it.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
he is foreshadowing in the future.
in the-
but in later on in the movie and all, they do. Raiden does call him a sorcerer.
There you go.
He does. Well, in the second movie, when they, because I'm going to go ahead and spoil it, it's actually supposed to be broken up into at least 3 movies. This is the pre-tournament, then they're going to do a movie about the tournament, and then a post-tournament movie. Who knows? Maybe in the tournament movie, Shang Tsung actually dies like he's supposed to in the canon, because Shang Tsung is the final boss in
The first one.
in the first game.
Yeah. After
We'll just look up how many contracts that guy signed.
Well, I was going to say Bi-Han, that character, or I can't think, what's his name?
Bi-Han.
Yeah, Bi-Han.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, he signed for 4 movies.
And there could be a standalone Sub-Zero movie somewhere in there, which would be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool because they did the game.
Well, and they're talking about doing a standalone Johnny Cage movie since you don't see him in this movie.
That would be awesome.
Properly.
But I think that if you did like the Bihan stuff, I'd like to see him do a love story. I'd like to see him find romance.
To melt that frozen heart.
Yeah.
God, that was so fucking bad. So
I mean, I like it.
I don't think I told this here in the first Mortal Kombat, but like that, I love that the first Mortal Kombat I loved so much when it came out, and actually me and a buddy of mine made a Mortal Kombat movie, like made our own costumes. I don't have it anymore. I would play.
Wait, y'all filmed it on like a home recorder?
Yeah.
Does your mom still have this?
No.
Please, God, we need to put this on Facebook.
It's funny of all the stuff that I like. I did a lot of stuff like that when I was a kid. I'd make tons of movies, and I think I already told you I like to blow stuff up, and I would like film me blowing it up. But yeah, we did a Mortal Kombat movie. Me and a buddy of mine, I can't remember who it was to be honest with you at this point, but it was probably pretty dumb. But it was a lot of fun. It was just us like fake fighting and bad graphics. I did like stop motion animation with like G.I. Joe. So like we did a bit where it looks like we're fighting on a bridge, and he fake uppercuts me, and I kind of jump off, and then I cut to like this stop motion G.I. Joe that I made kind of look like me, like falling through the air and landing on a spike.
This is probably the shittiest movie
I was
ever.
in 6th grade. I was in 6th grade.
This is a Dawson's Creek wannabe motherfucker. That's what he is.
We did another movie called Dawson's Crack.
You know what
Thank you
though?
very
I'll
much.
tell you what. I'd watch that. I would watch that movie before I watched Terminator 2 again, though.
That's fair.
Y'all suck.
And to be fair, I would like
To be fair,
I would like to see
The lighting in this movie was on par with Terminator 2.
Yeah, I would like to see
thought you
Steven's
said it was
movies,
good.
and I would say you're
Wait, hold up. The lightning in the movie we just watched is on par with Terminator 2, or the lightning in the home movie that I'm not sure how you did that?
Oh no, we didn't have lightning.
Okay.
We weren't that advanced.
Here's the thing: I would like to see Steven make some movies now. I would like for you to bring it back, and we could have some fun with this stuff,
If I had the time, man.
dude. I mean, quit your job.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
why
that's
not?
a great idea.
Yeah, just
Dude,
stop.
chase happiness.
Are you gonna pay his mortgage?
I mean, here's the thing: if you stop paying your mortgage right now, they got to wait like 3 months before they get you out.
I can't claim COVID as a reason I can't pay. That's the problem. Here's a note I have. It says so reptiles' saliva melts
It's
stuff,
acidic, yeah.
but its blood isn't, and I find that kind of odd. I guess maybe I'm being a little colored by.
no, you're right. I thought the same thing. When he punched through him and all, and his hand came out kind of black-ish.
Yeah,
I was
but not melting off.
expecting-
Hand going to
Yeah.
be, skin
Although
gonna be,
it was kind of cool how we got out of the handcuffs with the saliva,
With the saliva, yeah.
dripping down. That felt very like Alien.
Yeah, exactly.
movie Alien
That's why,
to me.
and that's why I think the connect is that like, well, you would think if the saliva is acidic, the blood would be acidic like an Alien, but it wasn't. So I think I'm just colored by Alien.
Here's the thing, though: like Alien was better because you got to see Sigourney Weaver's dick as opposed to in this movie.
The
what?
views and opinions expressed by Hendrick's Story are his and his alone, and not
What are you
shared by
even
anyone
talking
else on the
about?
podcast.
Okay, so
What,
but
you don't like to see lady dick? I mean,
Are you talking about like an oversized? Are you talking about like an oversized
no,
clip?
Don't go there. Don't feed into that.
I mean, either one. I think there's like a whole genre of videos.
So
you can find
I
on the
hate that they
internet
killed
about
off
this.
I hate that they killed off Reptile so fast. Don't you?
They'll find a way to bring him back.
I mean, there's probably more reptile creatures. So
well,
Yeah.
he said send in the reptile, and then he said a name, so
Yeah.
that leads you to believe that it's an entire race.
So
So there's
there's-
going to be more
yeah, maybe there'll be one that shows up in a combat
green
suit
suit?
in a
yeah.
fighter. Yeah.
and a green, not a gi. I don't know what that would be.
Sub-Zero suit in a green
Yeah.
version.
Okay. Sorry, I'm tired today. I'm trying not to yawn. All right, so here we go. Kano, for some reason, has stayed with Cole and Sonya. As they're trying to put together where to go, Kano discloses he knows where Raiden's temple is by running guns. Sonya and Kano go back and forth and agree that Kano will take them there for $3 million. which turns out that was actually a lie by Sonya. On the phone, Cole has another vision dream. Oh, excuse me, on the plane. Phone. I read the L's at H.
You didn't really point out that, like, she lives in a trailer.
Yeah. She lives in a trailer in a dumpster.
It was kind of a badass trailer.
But here's the thing, though. Like, when I saw, like, she lived in a trailer, I was really thinking, like, they should have recast it with, like, Jamie Presley. Like, just somebody who's really trashy looking.
Oh, my God.
Again, the views and opinions expressed.
No, I mean, like, am I the only one? Like, I think you could have gone, like, a trashier version of Sonya if you're going to say, like, she lives in that trailer.
What's wrong with Jamie Presley, by the way?
You ever seen her? Like, she looks like she came out of the trailer and probably never moved out even when she hit it big.
So on the plane, Cole has another vision dream. They parachute into someplace that almost looks like Outworld, and Kano is lost. He and Sonya have words and a quick fight, with Kano goading her to kill him and take the mark. They finally find someone walking in the desert. When Kano approaches, he's shot back with a fireball produced by who we learn is Liu Kang. Kano is hyped to learn that he might get superpowers. Liu Kang leads them back to Raiden's temple, and he explains the background of the temple.
That's great.
Yeah.
You do it right in the mic. The listeners will love it.
I can cut that out. I'm sorry. I just felt it was getting to my... Yeah. It explains the background of the temple and that they must begin their training. They enter the temple and see all the wall drawings of other tournaments and the other characters. Cole comes across a drawing of the fight of Bihan and Hanzo and recognizes the spear from a vision. Liu Kang says that again, they must train and find their inner power. Sonya wanders off and she finds Jax alive. Liu Kang found him and they are trying to heal him. Liu introduces them to Raiden and he is not impressed. So, again, to kind of give a little bit away, there's a little bit of foreshadowing when Kano leaves Sonya's trailer and he spits onto the garden gnome and goes, "I fucking hate garden gnomes."
Yeah.
I didn't catch it since I watched the movie twice. It's like, oh yeah.
You kind of...
You don't really know.
When it happens later, you kind of like, oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
But, God, Liu Kang's fireball looked awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
No, the best part was the fact that Kano said, stopped right in the middle of it. He was like, wait, fuck that. How'd you get fireballs out of your hands? You know what I mean? Like,
Never mind Raiden and all
he's
that.
like the only like realistic one
Yeah,
in the whole
I'll
thing.
give you
Like,
that.
it didn't. He was like, wait,
We're
hold
gonna
on.
get superpowers. What?
Called him what?
It's
You
my
call him
Australian
David
accent.
Copperfield. When he starts
David
talking-
Copperfield.
And I do like the fact that the temple is actually just a hole
Like built
and it's
into
not-
a mountain.
Right. It's not something that just sticks out. It's actually hidden.
It's not like
Yeah.
like a ziggurat or whatever. It's just a...
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that I don't like about the temple, it's supposed to be thousands of years old. And it's got that gold or that glass conductor thing in the middle that looks like old tubes or whatever that you use for like. I mean, obviously it's Raiden. It's electricity. How much is this ice house if I have electricity?
Yeah, but they've been around for a long time, so there's no telling where they got that from.
That's true.
So it looked like, especially like in the Jax scene, when you walk into that room, it looks like there's rocks that have just been, I guess, imbued with electricity that are hanging over him in a net, and that's what's giving off the light. So maybe he's
Supplying power to it.
yeah.
What country
Yeah.
is that in? Do we know?
They didn't really specify it. I don't think it's Tibet from the looks of things.
Mongolia.
Unlike the last, it could be Mongolia.
Yeah, I mean, it's
barren,
desert.
as barren and desert as it looked. Sure.
I mean, Mongolia works.
I mean, that would make sense because then when they film the Outworld scenes, it's pretty natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Genghis Khan was
What do you mean, Genghis Khan?
was it Shokan was the head boss of Genghis Khan?
Yeah. Okay, I get you. I will say
A little bit of connection there. Why they want to do it in Mongolia?
the fight between Sonya and Kano, and he's like, "Do it, take the mark." I have my head theory is that he actually doesn't want it. Like he didn't want it in the first place. He didn't even know what it is.
Until they got the laser eye.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, he wants to keep it out the laser eye, but I think like I would almost say he might be scared.
I thought he was daring her because they didn't know where it was because they hadn't found it yet.
Maybe
And I'm sure that kind of person wouldn't tell you.
that's true. Yeah, not with a knife to his throat.
Yeah.
It was on his left butt cheek.
I guess we never did. Did we ever see his mark?
No, not Kano's.
We never saw
Yeah, it's
it.
on his neck.
Was it?
Yeah, when he was tied up.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's like a fucking neck tattoo.
I didn't
catch that. I like the
There
left
you go.
butt. I like the left butt cheek idea.
Of course you do.
Oh Jesus, low hanging fruit much?
I know, right? And I will say the Raiden was kind of a dick, like initially off the bat.
But that's what you would think a god would be.
I
One of
guess.
those type of gods
Just
would be.
Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Why would you bring me these weak people here? I mean, it's better than the original movie, where he's just like
The fate of the world rests in your hand.
right, but he plays more of that. Hey, why you bring me these weak people here to fight?
Well, they're champions, though. I mean, like, I guess maybe it's a little reverse psychology, so not to to get them into their own heads a little bit and start focusing to find their inner power.
Yeah.
I mean, because they got to know themselves to know what their powers are going to be. Just a thought. I don't know.
Two of them.
I think
One of them doesn't have
I think
them
they
on.
need like extreme circumstances to bring their powers out, because you see Kano's version of an extreme circumstance was people saying mean things to him, and then he gets all pissy. So he's definitely a snowflake.
Come on now.
And then he gets his little laser eye, and that's the effect. We haven't gotten to that part of the movie.
No,
yet,
we
have
haven't.
Okay.
No, we're heading that way, though. All right, here we go. Got anything else? Are you still looking? Are you trying to find it?
I can't find a good picture of it.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right, so Liu Kang is meditating, and he hears something in the temple. Sub-Zero is shown opening the temple door. Liu Kang attacks, and Sub-Zero returns blows, and as he grabs him, a hat comes flying in and knocks him back. The hat lands, and a man then materializes below into the hat, who Liu identifies as his cousin. Shang Tsung walks in with Melina and confronts Raiden, stating that conflict outside of Mortal Kombat isn't excluded, and the Elder Gods are too lazy to do anything to stop him anyways. He then orders his followers to kill them. Raiden slams his staff down and brings a protective barrier down around them. Kung Lao is introduced, and we're told the power comes from their Arcana, a gift from the dragon symbol, and that to defeat the other fighters, they have to unlock their Arcana through fighting. Sonya can't fight since she doesn't have a mark, so dejected, she sits with Jax, who comes to and sees that he's got new metal arms. Cole and Kano fight Kung Lao and Liu Kang and are defeated without finding their Arcana. Liu tells Cole he got his Arcana by killing a man who sold orphans like himself. Cole fights and loses again. Jax is angry / upset with his new arms. Sonya recounts her first day of training with Jax to keep going or regret it for the rest of your life. Eating dinner, Kano keeps picking at people, and Kung Lao and Liu Kang antagonize him, calling him an aggressive bunny. During an explosive outburst, Kano shoots a laser out of his eye and is the first to harness his Arcana. Cole is then literally just getting beat, not fighting back to focus on the pain, and with no luck. Raiden tells Cole of his lineage, and as a descendant of Hanzo, that when he died, he went to the Netherrealm and Hell to search for revenge. Raiden sends Cole back to his family, saying the blood obviously isn't still as strong. Okay.
So the best part of that training was the leg sweep part.
Yeah.
Kept on getting Kano, and then Kano missed up. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
He jumped, and she didn't go. Oh fuck!
That was probably the best. But it pays homage to like those people who do the same move over and over again.
Yep, you're absolutely
So
right.
it paid homage to those.
Yep.
Yep.
The thing though is, Kung Lao says this: all you can do now is test your might, which is from the original video game. But I will say this whole section for me just dragged everything. Like
it was a little slow, but there was some character building in this part, especially when Jax wakes up and you see those
tiny little metal arms,
spindly arms, and he was just this big, huge, muscular guy when you first meet him. Mm-hmm. So I think there was some character building. You see, Cole doesn't get his Arcana at this point, so he obviously needs something besides pain or getting his ass beat to trigger it. He just hasn't figured. He's got to figure out what that is yet. So I think that is building him for. It is. It's building him for later in the movie.
Well, and I think Raiden already knows.
See,
obviously,
this was one of my favorite parts.
Really?
Movie. Yeah, like the whole.
You just like the one-liners from Kano.
Dude, because it makes that's probably the best part of the movie, especially when he's arguing with the two at the dinner table and on the egg roll situation.
The egg roll, yeah.
He tells me, what does he say to him?
I'm going to take your sombrero and shove it so far up your ass you're going to start speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
You got to admit, that's some of the best part of the movie.
Kano had some that had the best comedic relief in the movie.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was pretty
the
good.
only comedic.
And he also brought some of the realistic there to it. Like
Cabal,
whenever the guy
later
sat
on.
there and said, like, I'm from the lineage of, whoever, and Kano's like, yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, it's like, I mean, he's honest.
Fair enough. That's fine.
What are you going to say?
No, we were kind of cross-talking, sorry. I did like the 80s when they were fighting. They had some like 80s type dance music. You know, it was like very techno synth, whatever. I really like that. I'm just fun.
Yeah, another training montage that you get in all these kind of
exactly
action movies.
What is it? It's time for a montage. What are you looking at?
I think he's just looking at the time.
Let's see. Oh, Kung Lao though, man. Like whenever he fights and then he stops and he does the thing with the hat, you know, he'll do one of these and the hand to the hat. I'm like, it's that.
Does the hat automatically come back to his head? Is that his power? The hat is like a
it's kind of like Captain American,
like a boomerang or a frisbee.
Yeah,
it's like
but
Captain American where he throws it and it comes back.
Yeah,
no
but
matter where
Captain America's shield doesn't decapitate you when it hits you.
Wait, did you just say like a boomerang or a frisbee, bitch? What frisbee comes back to you?
Okay, fine, not a frisbee, a boomerang.
Well, maybe Falcon needs to watch this movie and take notes.
There you go.
Okay.
You watched that last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm waiting for the spinoff.
You should. Yeah. Were you upset when that guy died?
No one died.
No, that guy died.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure he died.
Like a bunch of people died.
Bunch of people died.
I think they're coming back. I'm not sold they're dead yet.
I don't think you've watched the last episode yet.
I don't think I watched the first episode.
Let's see. I did make another note here about the decent looking lightning, by the way.
Raiden's lightning looks pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's no Robert Patrick acting, but
Maybe next time they'll cast like a decent looking female.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I still maintain they ripped off from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, got that old methy hillbilly female.
God.
Yeah, the whole barrier and the training bit. It's just it's tropey of this genre of fighting movie. So they all got to get their asses kicked before they can get better. Okay, back in Outworld, Shang Tsung introduces Natara, Cabal, and General Raiko. Cabal says he knows Kano and can get them by the barrier. Sorry about that. We're shown Goro's shadow. Cabal convinces Kano to betray everyone. Cole, there's a lot of back and forth here, by the way. So I'm gonna try to tell you where we are, but it's just it flashed back and forth a lot. So just follow me on this one.
Can you talk in like a different voice during the flashbacks?
It's not a flashback as much as it's a flash just somewhere else.
Okay, we'll do that.
You do that. Cole hears something in the barn. Back to Kano destroying Raiden's staff and the bear. Shang Tsung enters with his fighters and Kano switches sides. Cole watches Goro emerge from the barn. They all start the fight, and the Earthrealm fighters aren't doing so well. Sonya is stabbed, and Kano drops a stone hand on her. Cabal and Liu Kang fight. Meanwhile, Kung Lao waits for Natara. When she flies in and attacks, he jumps on her, rides her around, then puts his razor-tipped hat in the sand spinning and puts her through it headfirst, cutting her in half, finishing with a flawless victory.
All that sounded kinky.
Which he even
well,
said,
how did you...
flawless victory.
He rides her on her back and then...
I know. How else? But that's what happened. I mean, he waited for her to swoop in and he jumped. That's what happened.
Wonder if he called her by her sister's name when he was riding her back.
So back to Cole. Goro's about to tear Cole in half when Allison, attacks him with an axe. Allison and Emily get into the truck and they try to run him down, which Goro then pulls Allison out. Watching Cole, then we watch Cole's bracelet. It comes alive and wraps his body in armor.
He found his arcana.
Finally, watching his family almost die. Goro hits him with a door, which leaves his chest glowing, otherwise unhurt. As they fight, Goro pounds on him, causing his arm to glow. Emily yells, "Dad, use your uppercut," which that's when I learned that it's actually his daughter, by the way. Just throwing that out there. And the glowing energy transfers to his fist, hitting Goro and knocking him back, surprised. Goro jumps and does an attack that leaves much of Cole's chest glowing. That then transfers to his arms, and two stylized tonfas appear. Tonfas appear. Got it.
What the fuck's a tonfa?
That's the technical name for those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never heard of that?
Okay, yeah, I hang out in fucking dojos.
I did karate as a kid, so.
I could tell there's something wrong with you.
They continue to fight, and Cole gains the upper hand by literally taking one of Goro's hands, disemboweling him, and then shoving a tonfa through his eye. Goro falls dead. Cole checks on his family, and Emily tells him, "Badass suit, Dad."
So, did you notice that when he hits Goro with the tonfa, that he actually disemboweled him? You actually see intestines.
Oh yeah, I just said disemboweled.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was
Steven,
pretty awesome.
Touch where the base of your neck touches your collarbone. Is that sore?
Not really.
Okay.
Why?
Because you're a fucking lobster.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably from-
Rock
Got a little
lobster.
son at the baseball game.
Oh Jesus!
Is it really that bad?
Yeah, you're gonna feel that tomorrow.
It was a rock lobster.
Rock
So-
lobster.
So that
Rock lobster.
fight scene was pretty good. Was pretty good. The whole thing was
The whole back and forth was awesome.
Have
Yeah.
to say the second best character, Cabal.
yeah.
That
I
was
like
a
I
scene
like
that
his
I
character.
like him a lot
I like
too.
Cabal.
Yeah, Cabal was awesome. I agree.
He also had
He
those
got some
nice
good,
little
yeah,
one-liners,
yeah.
too.
His but Kano's little laser eye to Raiden's scepter to destroy it. That didn't feel right to me because that's a divine staff, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's
That's what Ashley
created
calls
by.
it. That's what Ashley calls it.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
With us talking about our favorite characters, or like, would it be fair to say that Shang Tsung from the first movie is your favorite one since he retweeted you this week?
Oh, I did.
You did
Good
not announce
call. Good call. Yes, I got liked and retweeted by. Oh God. Oh no.
It's
Not,
Carrie. Blah blah blah. I can't remember.
yep.
his last name.
Carrie.
Hold on.
It's two other names.
Well, it's Carrie hyphen Fukagawa, I believe. Can't remember. Now we're gonna look this up.
That's not right.
Anyways, what do you retweet?
So was it you, Trey? Trey. So I put out the clip of Trey saying I'll beat up what's her name?
Paige Van Zandt.
Paige Van Zandt. And so I tagged like Paige Van Zandt and like all these other like Mortal Kombat actors, right?
Yeah.
Well, then Trey like retweeted that, I guess, and I
No,
replied
actually, Tucker did.
to
Tucker did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
one of them.
mine.
I replied and I literally just said I'd pay to watch that fight, and then like I get a notification that the original Shang Tsung had liked and retweeted my tweet, my reply to them,
Hold on, I'm trying to see
awesome.
who it was.
which I thought that is pretty awesome.
Carrie
awesome.
Carrie Hiroyuki Tagawa.
Tagawa, there you go.
Carrie Tagawa.
So that you're absolutely right. He is. He still is. Well, here's the thing.
He's a whole lot cooler now.
He's a whole lot cooler now.
God, we should have got him to like phone in for this.
Yeah, right.
No,
I thought about
that's,
asking him. We were texting the other day.
Flawless victory.
Here's the thing. I will say this.
Your soul is mine.
Liu Kang's character in this one is really preachy. I'm not a huge like. I liked him in the first one because he was, I guess, a bit of the underdog. I don't know. And what?
I disagree. Totally disagree. This one he was better than the first one.
He got a little long-winded at times, but I actually liked his character better in this one than I did.
Really?
I like Christopher Lambert as an actor better, shockingly, but I liked the Raiden in this movie better.
Yeah.
What, you don't like having a white Raiden?
So wait. So reason why I like Liu Kang better in this one than the other is because I guess it follows the whole like staying there, training underneath, and the respect that he had for Raiden. Where the other one, he's like, I'm not going to do this fight. Then 2 seconds later, he's like, I'm going to do this fight.
You don't know how long he's been training there. He could have shown up a
Day before. Yeah.
You just know that he's somehow unlocked his arcana already. So it doesn't really there's nothing that gives you any kind of clue as to how long he's been there. You just know that he's.
I feel like he's been there for a while. I mean, because he knows his cousin. His cousin comes there, like
Right,
and all that.
yeah.
So I feel like he's been there the whole
Well,
time.
and he presents the new fighters to Lord Raiden. He knows,
He knows how to
open
open
the
Well, yeah,
door.
that's because
that.
Raiden told him go find the
find
guys with the mark and bring them to me so that they don't all die before the tournament.
Yeah,
And he did not do his job very well.
well, and here's the thing. This is the other thing. I
Because
guess.
Kano killed that dude.
Yeah, slit his throat.
Yeah, but Kano got the mark, so Kano was brought to him, and I mean,
Betrayed him.
Well, Kano wasn't brought to him.
Obviously,
Kano
he's been there
fucking
long
came straight
enough.
to him.
Because if not, they would have sent his cousin,
Yeah.
out to go get
Cousin.
them instead. If it'd only been like 1 or 2 days they was there, I don't think Raiden would be like, yeah, I feel comfortable sending you out to get them.
Well, I mean, how long do you think they were there? How long do you think they were training? This whole movie.
they
How long do
were
you think
not.
this was?
That was this very short time frame.
So by the end of the
Couple weeks
Not that
tops.
we're.
Didn't he go into his background story of like being an orphan and all that, and Liu Kang,
Yes, he did.
and then like, being saved and how he found it and all that. So he's been there for a while. He has
Fair.
been there for a while.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Liu Kang's been there for a while, but as far as everybody else, like from the time that we first meet, Cole Young, I think the timeline's very short. It's a few days.
I mean, it's long enough for Jax to get his fake arms.
That's true.
I mean, they could have been like Wakandans. They could have put those damn things on in just a couple hours because that's.
Well, I don't know.
And
what
they
you're talking
actually
about.
talked.
Wakanda's not a real place.
They actually talked about they were scouring
He
the other.
doesn't know the truth.
They were scouring the other realms to find replacement arms for him. So maybe somebody had the tech to do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like they have the
quick.
tech.
Yeah.
I thought Goro looked a lot better in this version than he did in the 95 version, even though it was completely computer generated, but it just looked better.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
When he hit Cole with that door, that was good Lord.
So speaking of that fight, though, so here's I have a critique also. So at one point they're inside the barn, and I guess Goro has broken some of the supports, and Cole is like, "Oh, I can bring the barn down." And you see him look at a beam and jump through it, but you can already see where it was pre-scored to break. I noticed that the second watch through. I was like, "Oh, I mean, not that I'm. I mean,
It's practical effects. That's what
it is
you do.
exactly. It's practical effects, which I'm okay with. So, and then here I've got this.
Not CGI.
I read this. This is from Louis Tan, who plays Cole, and he's talking about has to do with the armor that he creates and the tonfas that come out. He said, they were described to me by director Sam McQuaid as a protection over the heritage that runs through the bloodline of Cole Young. In the beginning of the movie, if you look carefully at the basket that his great-great-great-grandmother was placed in, you can see through some of the webbing cross-hatching that's on Cole's suit. It's the same thing that was on the basket.
It's the same weave.
It's the same design.
Okay.
It's not only the design that saved this baby, but it's a design that saved his bloodline, and it's a design that's physically protecting his body.
Nice.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's a good little, insider note.
Little tidbit.
Little tidbit. All right, y'all ready? We got two more. We got two more.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Back at Raiden's temple, Jax wakes up to find Sonya under the rock. He asks for help, and as he tries to lift it, his arms start to transform. We see his new, bigger Arcana arms. Raiden arrives and sends a doorway for Cole. Raiden reveals he had planned for Cole to leave and find his Arcana, and reveals Cole's bloodline to Sub-Zero. As Raiden is about to leave with everyone, Shang Tsung tells Sub-Zero to stop him and blasts Cole from the teleport beam. As Sub-Zero moves into attack, Kung Lao stops him while distracted. Shang Tsung then pulls Kung Lao to him and sucks out his soul, killing him. Raiden takes the fighters into the void. He tells Cole about the spear with Hanzo's blade.
Blood.
I don't know. I must have mistyped that. Sorry, I was just trying to burn.
Yeah, he said this blade has the blood of Hanzo Hazashi on it.
Yeah. Cole comes up with a plan to split up the fighters, but to do it their way. Raiden sends Jax with Raiko, Sonya Blade against Kano, and though she wants that bitch with the teeth, Liu Kang and Cole take Melina and Cabal, saving Sub-Zero for last to take out together. We switch back and forth between Liu and Cabal, Cole and Melina, Rico and Jax, who breaks Rico's hammer, beats him down to his knees, and then crushes his head, saying, "Yeah, these motherfuckers work."
And that was straight out of I think it was the second video game.
Yeah, that was his
Jack
fatality.
shows up. I mean, that's
Yeah.
straight out the clapping the hands and crushing the head. That was great.
You know what's really cool about that scene though is like after he breaks the hammer, he's in that little stun stage.
Yeah,
you know what
he's
I mean?
just standing there
just
kinda
like in the game
wobbling,
before
yeah.
the
Yeah,
finish.
and Reiko goes, "Uh-oh." And he's still kind of
He's still
a little
wobbling,
bit.
yeah, just like in the game.
Though
So
I will
that's
say,
kinda neat
if
that
you
they did that.
and I made a note about this, they're fighting on a bridge that had the spikes at the bottom.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fully expected the uppercut down into the pit, and I liked the head explode, but I wish we'd have gotten that uppercut down into the pit.
Well, maybe that'll be in the second movie.
That'd have been so awesome. Because I can't remember. There was one game, I think it was one of the later ones I barely even played, where they you could, for fatalities, you could throw people into the background. And there were like background fatalities, like stuff that would happen.
And there was one where you punched.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the first game
That was
literally
the first one. Yeah,
the
you had
literal
to get 2 flawless victories and a fatality.
Are you talking about fighting down in the pit, or are you talking about just knocking them into the pit?
Yeah, you had to have a flawless victory to knock them into the pit.
Oh, I didn't. I thought you just had to uppercut them when it says finish them.
It was a flawless. Well, it may have been just the uppercut, but you had to have 2 flawless victories to make them fall down there. I do remember that.
Okay. Let's see. Kano is being sneak attacked by Sonya, and they fight. As they fight, and Sonya disables his laser by throwing acetate in his eye. They bust through the window and back outside on the ground. Kano is choking her, and as Sonya searches for something, she grabs the gnome from earlier and stabs Kano through the eye, killing killing him and gains the dragon on her arm.
So as I watched that scene, real quick, I just want to throw this out there. I just imagined if those genders were reversed, and that was Paige Van Zandt choking the shit out of Trey.
Still wouldn't happen. So
I mean, you're not going to have a yard gnome to shove through her head, but that's what would happen.
You're just going to pass out.
here's the thing. With her doing the sneak attacks and throwing like nail polish remover into his eye, that screams trailer park, does it not?
The fact that she's got like hidden trap doors all through her trailer, so she can sneak attack people.
Well, I mean, I've been in trailers, you know,
that screams Viet Cong.
In various work capacities that just have holes in the floor of the trailer, and that's probably what was the case there. And she put a rug or a trap door over it.
She just covered them up with plywood.
Yeah.
She's
Well, that means she's got money because you could buy a sheet of plywood now and trade it in for a Tesla.
Yeah, she probably stole it.
All right, let's see. Okay, Liu Kang does a bicycle kick to the Cabal, and when he gets stuck in whatever that water stuff was, he performs the Fire Dragon Fatality for Kung Lao. Melina screams and her cheeks split, showing her huge mouth, biting into Cole's tonfa.
Easy, killer. You can't talk about splitting cheeks on here.
No, that's slapping cheeks. That's what you're thinking of.
Never mind. Sonya then appears and blasts a hole through Melina's torso, killing her. Cutting back to Cole's family, they're packing up to leave, and Sub-Zero appears. He then appears to Cole and shows the bracelet that his daughter made early on. He then freezes it and crushes it. As he steps back through the teleporting smoke, Cole follows and arrives in a frozen gem from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, Sub-Zero like freezes it without like showing it to him, like dangling it, you know. Like,
You know, for all the time that they spend on like the developing and all that, the little fight scenes right there with the Cabal and all them are just so short.
They are short.
Way too short.
I didn't think they were rushed. I thought they were because you're jumping back between basically 4 different stories at this point.
Yeah.
I thought that they were actually very well executed.
I mean, you saw everyone's doing like special moves, like Cabal's going really fast.
Yeah.
It
just seemed really short.
You see Sonya get her little pink power rings.
Yeah, which I don't remember. I do vaguely remember that. Yeah, the first one. Yeah,
First game. She was almost like she almost did like a Chun-Li kind of move when Chun-Li threw her fireball in Street Fighter.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you get the fatalities. You know, Jack's clapping his hands, and
The Fire Dragon.
well, and the hat spinning. I mean, that, and I think that looked practical to me. Like, I think they made like a model and split it in half, because I just thought it was funny. Also, he's on top of her, just going, "Ah!" getting blood splattered up on him.
Yeah. It just seemed really short to me, the
Yeah.
little fight scenes, for how long the rest of it was.
Well, I mean,
to
you got to think
point.
that was probably a 20-minute section of the movie. The movie was almost 2
think so?
hours long.
Hour and 50.
The movie was, well, I mean, that's almost 2 hours.
I mean, I wrote, what I wrote is cool if silly fatalities.
I mean, they were silly, but this movie is supposed to be over the top. Look at how much gore and blood and everything you get in this. It's very, very.
I mean, I've never thrown a harpoon through someone's head, but I'd imagine it'd be pretty bloody.
I mean, yeah.
speaking of which, when are we going axe throwing?
We need to do that soon.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's paying tribute to the original games, and I really liked that.
He doesn't even tell you all what on Saturday. Just told a side note. This is very inside for Auburn, but I took the girls to Surge, and then we went to that rock and roll pinball.
Time to take the garbage out.
It is time to take the garbage out. I turned the sound off,
Every week.
but I did. We went to rock and roll pinball on Saturday. Y'all remember that, right? Have you heard of that? It's awesome.
Well, we're supposed to do a show there if we can do something clean.
As I say, if we can keep it clean. And after going, I totally would. But like we have to come up with a story, which we'll talk about off not recording. But I have an idea now, having actually been there.
Okay.
So, okay, let's see. Anyone got any other notes for the fights? I mean, I get where you're coming from, and
Yeah, just the fight itself was short.
I mean, I thought they were good. I thought the fight scenes were well choreographed, well executed. I thought the effects looked really, really good, especially compared to the first one. Maybe not compared to Terminator 2, but I thought the effects were good.
Lord, yeah, it was. It was fun. I mean, I wouldn't complain about them being short, but I wouldn't complain about them being longer either. Does that make sense? Is that fair?
Yeah, but if you go, I think that those kind of fight scenes, if you go too long, you start stretching the realm of belief. And I know willing suspension of disbelief, I get that, but I think that if you start getting fight scenes that are too long, they become very, very
Unbelievable.
yeah. Because
I guess it goes from like where they were just kicking they were getting their ass kicked
to then win.
to then just totally dominate.
They're
Yeah,
Earth's champions.
that quick.
They're Earth's champions, and now they have something to fight for because they're on the offensive.
You can't really be a
They
champion.
didn't have
until
anything to
you
fight for at the
earn it,
beginning?
though.
They're on the offensive at this point. They're taking the fight to the bad guys instead of having action beats reaction. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, you talking
In a fight, you got to be first.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you the.
Maybe not in your sex life, Steven. Just notes.
Was it Trey
What?
about going first?
Oh yeah. If you don't come when I come, you better come when I come back.
Trey's wife is so happy.
Hey, made a baby.
That's true. I guess you won or lost. But no, well, I mean, the Cabal thing. Like, you're right. I wish there was more Cabal, and his fight was fairly quick because you just see him kind of whipping around and the things, and then he bicycle kicks him into the water, and then fire, dead.
I don't think that was water. I think that was like a oil or some sort of fossil fuel type thing.
Yeah, and I wish. Yeah, I don't know. I understand what you're saying. Okay, here we go. So they're in the frozen gym. Okay. Cole sees his family, but Sub-Zero attacks, wanting to end the Henzo bloodline. They fight, and Sub-Zero is getting the upper hand, telling him he'll die with his family. He grabs the spear and tries to stab Sub-Zero, but the spear is reversed, and when the blade cuts into Cole's hand, it starts to glow red with fire. Sub-Zero recognizes it as the blade of Hanzo, and he's about to stab Cole with it when a flaming spear pierces his arm from behind. And we see Hanzo, or Scorpion, appears and says his trademark line. Get over here! Thought that was pretty well done. Yanking him away from Cole. Hanzo tells Sub-Zero he's risen from hell to kill him, and he removes his mask, asking him if he remembers the face, and that it is now Scorpion. Cole starts trying to fight to get his family out, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight. When Scorpion sees Cole's family, he's taken aback, reminded of his family. Cole and Scorpion both face off against Sub-Zero. He frees Scorpion and starts losing armor. Scorpion breaks free with a fiery blast, and Cole's family wakes up. Sub-Zero then removes his helmet and says, "For the Lin Kuei," and they fight. It's obvious Sub-Zero is defeated, and Scorpion tells Cole to leave him. Cole gets his family, and Scorpion tells Sub-Zero, "You had hoped I would burn in the fires of hell, but instead I learned to control them." He sends a fiery blast at Sub-Zero, killing him, from his mouth, I should say. He tells Cole that he has freed him and to take care of his bloodline, and vanishes in fire. Raiden and the others appear. He sees the body of Sub-Zero and is impressed. Shang Tsung also appears, and they confront each other. Shang Tsung says death is only another portal, and the bodies of Sub-Zero and Goro disappear in smoke. He threatens to return with army, and Raiden sends him away, saying he talks too much. Raiden says he is going to assemble a new list of champions, and Cole asks who's first. Cole is shown cleaning out his locker and says that he's going to Hollywood. As the camera pans, we see a headless poster for a Johnny Cage movie. Citizen Cage, Fight for Your Rights. Cut to the end credits and the remixed Mortal Kombat theme.
I loved that whole fight scene. Yes, it is a longer fight scene, but you get to see Scorpion come back, and it's actually Scorpion at this point. And he's got the chain with the spikes and the blade, and it's. God, it looks so much better than that little beak fucking thing in the 1995 movie.
Not hard to look better than that, though.
Right. But I thought the fight scene was great. One of the things that really kind of confused me was how did he save his wife and daughter?
He didn't.
And Cole did.
Oh! I think like he was beaten at the ice, and then when Scorpion got his arm free and he threw that fire blast.
If you're
I think that
frozen like that, I'm pretty sure you're going to be in the late stages of hypothermia, and you're fucked.
Willing suspension of disbelief.
I'm just saying, I think you're fucked.
Well, I don't think shitty movie.
I don't think he froze them. He froze around them. So
they were blue. They were blue.
It's a stretch.
Whatever. I will say this. And I mean, it's not a complaint, but
I have complaints.
I'm sure you do.
You always have complaints.
So in the previews of this whole movie, we've seen Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight. And I thought it was going to be like an ongoing clashing battle, but I hate that we waited so long to see Scorpion that he shows up at the very end for the last. Which it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's like I guess the big reveal. But my question is going forward, and I bet you this is what happens. I'm assuming that probably Cole is going to take up the mantle of Scorpion probably in the future, because the actor that plays him is 61 years old. The guy who plays Scorpion.
No shit.
Yeah.
He was that old?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, and it's
so I don't see him doing I mean, I guess he could do 4 of these movies. I mean, you do one a year or one every other year, so that's 8 years. You're pushing 70.
Yeah, but this movie's been in development hell for.
Well, the good news is he has a character that has a mask.
It's true.
So he does the close-up shots, and you get a body double for.
Just CGI.
I mean, I guess I'm just a thought, but.
And the guy that they have playing, I think we mentioned this already, the guy that's playing Scorpion, he's actually signed up for 3
Sub-Zero.
other movies. He signed a 4-movie contract.
Sub-Zero.
What did I say?
You said Scorpion.
Yeah, Sub-Zero. He signed a 4-movie contract. So, I mean, right, we're going to have more movies if this one does good.
Hopefully so, right, fellas?
Hell yeah.
What are your complaints? You keep telling complaints, but you're just looking at your phone. So
Yeah, because I mean, I don't like this movie. It's not good.
Okay, well,
why?
Let's let him tell us that in the final thoughts.
Yeah,
All right.
spare some time.
I will say that I also found it interesting that so canon likewise in the games and stuff, and there was a standalone Sub-Zero game as well that he's supposed to be kind of the good guy, and the Scorpion is always kind of the bad guy.
That's what I remembered from the games originally.
So I like the switch. I don't have any problem with the switch. It's just kind of interesting that they decided to switch it how they did. They could have easily had to go the other way.
Yeah, where Scorpion was the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, think of it this way: you only saw part of it. You don't know what led up to the feud where he was hunting him down. He could have murdered his entire family.
Well, the way it seemed to me like he was almost in hiding. Hanzo Hasashi at the beginning of the movie. It was almost like
he had all the
hiding.
guards and everything.
Yeah,
very possible.
so,
Maybe we'll find out some more.
Come on, prequel.
All right. Well, let's move on to ratings and reviews.
So real quick though, like Sub-Zero has his power like all the way back when, right? Because when he gets to the house, he's already got.
Yeah, he's already
he
making
had, he
ice.
had unlocked his Arcana.
Yeah.
So Scorpion never did in
What
that time period before.
This is my theory that I'm thinking.
He's just a master swordsman.
Hanzo Hasashi did not unlock his Arcana before he died. He unlocked his Arcana in hell.
In hell.
But Sub-Zero Bihan was supposed to be one of the world's champions and was corrupted by Shang Tsung, just like Cabal and Kano and whoever else. So that's where I think.
So he got his unlocked because
Sub-Zero, something happened to Sub-Zero for Bihan for his power to be unlocked, and he made a deal with Shang Tsung to where he's basically immortal.
well,
So
maybe
he's
that's
killing
where we
all
see
the
the
champions.
Sub-Zero origin movie.
Really cool.
Yeah, Sub-Zero origin movie would be really awesome.
It could be something with like the bloodline of Hanzo Hasashi though, like that theirs is like family related because his might have gotten unlocked as he saw like his wife, child murdered.
It's true.
Fair enough.
All right, Steven.
Sure.
Final review.
Like I said, this is I enjoyed this. I really did enjoy it. It did drag in the mill and everything. The problem is it's hard to you can't really compare this to the original because you've seen the original 100,000 times and it's so iconic and
I saw it twice. One of those being for this podcast.
I really enjoyed the movie. I'll probably watch it again and probably not with Abby unfortunately because it's not.
That's rated R.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the language so much as the gore. That's just not something a 7-year-old needs to see. But I'd probably watch it again. I'll probably let's give it 1.5. No, let's give it 2 beers. Just to get, just for funsies.
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm telling you, without Kano, this movie would be about around a 5. 4 or 5.
I agree.
It's not that great of a movie. I feel like it was a completely rushed movie. I feel like it just didn't do justice to what it could have done. Mm-hmm. So because of that reason, the only reason why Kano kind of saved it, and it saved it enough for me to put it at 3.5.
Okay. Because of Kano and Cabal.
And Cabal, yeah. If it wasn't for them, I'd probably be like, this is a boring-ass movie.
Yeah, I give it 4 beers.
Wow.
I mean, the only thing I like about it is it gives you backstory on the characters.
Right, yeah.
But it doesn't match, like, what's supposedly out there in the canon and everything.
Which is fine. I mean, I don't know that much about the canon, to be honest with you. I just know a little bit. But
Yeah.
I'm okay with a movie like this blowing that canon out of the water. So,
Yeah.
because the game has to rewrite its canon. That's what I don't understand about canon with a game like this, because the whole point of the game is you're murdering other people. So how is the same person that was in the previous one in the next one if it got murdered? You know what I'm saying? Like, I see Mortal Kombat as you play one character and you win, and that's like, I know you play it multiple times, but you're killing all these people, so how can they have continuing stories?
So he killed the 2 best characters.
Pretty much.
Kano and Cabal.
Yeah.
I think Kano's going to come back in the next one. Just my theory.
Go zombie Kano.
Well, he has to come back because he'll have like his little metal faceplate.
I mean, maybe if they keep that about him.
Yeah, but Kung Pao ain't coming back though. He had his soul sucked.
Well, he comes back
By
in
a
the
dude.
later games as a bad guy.
So Sub-Zero apparently in canon was killed and then comes back as Noob Saibot. He's the black ninja dude. Who is also Noob Saibot is Boone and Tobias backwards, the two inventors of
I think we covered that earlier, didn't we?
not Noob Saibot.
Thought we
But
did.
Boone and Tobias, yeah.
Yeah.
But the name.
Yeah.
I thought I said something about Noob Saibot. And anyway.
No, we were talking about Cole won the belt from Ed
Yeah.
Tobias.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I thought I mentioned. I may
Anyways,
not have.
Not the point. Not the
Anyway,
point. Okay.
that's what's me. It's a reboot of the game. It deviated from the original canon, but I really didn't have a problem with that. I thought that the cinematography was really good. I thought the special effects were
Sorry,
fuck are you
Trey
laughing about?
was like, what?
I thought the special effects looked pretty damn awesome. I loved the character development in this movie as opposed to the first one because there really wasn't a whole lot of development. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
I'd watch it again, and I'm going to go, fuck it, I'm going one beer.
Really? All right.
It's not perfect, but it's fun. It's
You
really
just about gave it a perfect score.
it's really good for what it's supposed to be.
Just a fun movie to watch. So that gives us a 2.625.
I mean, that feels right. It's an average movie, but
2.5 beers to get through it.
You gave it above
but
average.
you gave it way above average. You gave it a perfect score.
I didn't give it a perfect score. I said
did.
one beer. 0 is a perfect score. 0 beers is a perfect score.
But you just called it an average movie.
Yeah, this was originally
You gave
premised
it a
as a
1.
1 to 5 score thing, but that's fine.
Yeah,
you
you
do
can-
you. You do you.
You can give something 0 beers.
You give something to
Yeah, but 3 would be average, though.
Yeah, like your stories get 0 beers.
Anyway,
All right, guys.
anyway, so Stephen, what are we doing next week?
Warrior.
I mean, that's going to come out a couple weeks after
Oh,
this
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
So what's the next one on the queue? I can't remember.
Man. Mean Girls, maybe?
Is
I
Mean
don't
Girl-
know.
No. Starship Troopers. Marcus asked
That's
for
right.
Starship
So
Troopers.
Starship Troopers is going to come out next week. It's unfortunately because of the way the schedules have worked out and with the release of Mortal Kombat, it's pre-recorded, but it will be the next episode that is available on our podcast page.
There you go. And if you want to get in touch with us, you can go to theguysreview.simplecast.com. You can email us at theguysreviewpod@gmail.com. Instagram, theguysreviewpod, facebook.com/theguysreview. Send us a message. I'll read your email. Definitely rate and review us on iTunes, and I will read anything you write.
Don't forget about the bounty.
The bounty.
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 The
Oh,
marketing
yeah,
budget,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And if you can get people to refer, or if you refer people and they put your name, we get 20 people with the same name, you get $100.
The one that gets the most.
The one that gets the most. 20 is the qualifier.
Make sure you
20
specify that.
20 is the qualifier. You have to have at least 20. So when do you cut it off then?
I mean, like I would like it by a week from whenever this got done.
No, let's make it a little bit longer. Let's give them to the
It's
end
gonna
of
take longer.
Yeah, let's give them to the end of July since it's almost May. So I got 2 months to get 20 friends to sucker 20 friends into listening to our podcast.
And to rate us and review us on iTunes.
At least to subscribe and then.
Well,
with the referral,
they definitely. I mean, I can't tell subscriptions, or at least not. I hadn't figured out how to tell subscriptions, but I can tell ratings and reviews.
Just send us an email with who referred you,
That works too.
first and last name,
Cool. All right. Here
no
we go.
addresses.
So I'm going to do the full theme now. I kind of cut it off at the beginning, but again, this has been the guys' review of Mortal Kombat. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next week, everyone have themselves a good week. Thanks so much, guys.